Have you survived the nightmare of abuse or assault? A terror that still chains your soul? What if you could break free? I know you. The one who wakes trembling in the dead of night. The one whose heart races at a sudden sound. The one who feels the deepest fear and trauma from abuse and assault like a relentless storm inside. Those haunting memories cling to you. The sharp sting of cruel hands. The suffocating weight of violation. The shame that cloaks you like a second skin, even though you did nothing to deserve it. You're so exhausted, aren't you? Every day feels like a battle against shadows that won't let go. Shadows that whisper you'll never be whole again. You've wanted to release this pain, haven't you? You've pleaded in the silence, please, let me be free. But the chains feel tighter, the exhaustion deeper, as if you're drowning in a sea of your own tears. I see you, dear one. I've carried those same shadows, felt that same ache. Your pain is real. Every sleepless night, every silent scream, every scar no one else can see. But here's the truth that saved me. Your freedom is possible. It's not a distant dream. It's a step you can take right now, with me by your side. Let's face this darkness together. That abuse or assault left scars deeper than skin. Can you turn that pain into power? I feel the trembling in your heart, the way that deepest fear and trauma from abuse and assault weighs on you like a cold, unyielding stone. It's not just a memory, it's a shadow that follows you, a ghost that wakes you in the night with flashes of terror. You see those moments again, harsh voices screaming, hands that stole your dignity, a violation that broke your sense of safety. You've tried to push them away, to lock them in the past, but they claw their way back, don't they? Each flashback rips open the wound, leaving you raw, exposed, gasping for air. You're so tired, aren't you? The exhaustion seeps into your bones, making every step feel like a marathon through quicksand. And then there's the shame, that cruel whisper telling you you're broken, unworthy, less than you were. It wraps around your heart like thorns, even though you know deep down it was never your fault. The deepest fear and trauma from that abuse or assault, it's relentless, dragging you into a spiral of post-traumatic stress disorder where the past feels more real than the present. You want to heal, don't you? You've dreamed of letting this go, of feeling whole again, but the weight is too much. Some days, the urge to give up is all you feel, surrendering to the darkness, because fighting feels impossible. I've been there, my dear one, standing at that edge, wondering if I'd ever find light again. I know how it feels to relive that horror, to feel it carve into your spirit, leaving you hollow, aching, and so desperately tired. But listen to me. Your survival is the first act of courage. You're still here, breathing, holding on, even when every part of you wants to let go. That deepest fear and trauma tried to destroy you, but it didn't. You endured what felt unendurable, and that's not weakness. That's power. I felt that same exhaustion, that same despair, but I promise you, this pain doesn't own you. That scar on your soul, that ache in your chest, it's proof of your resilience, a quiet fire that kept you alive. Hold on to that truth, because it's the spark that can guide you forward. You're not just a survivor of abuse or assault, you're a warrior, even if you don't feel like one yet. Let that courage be the first step toward turning this weight into something unbreakable within you. The memory of that assault grips you tight. What if facing it could set you free? I sense the vice around your heart, the way that deepest fear and trauma from abuse and assault locks you in its grasp, refusing to let go. It's not just a fleeting thought, it's a relentless tide, pulling you back to that moment when cruelty stole your voice, when hands that should have protected turned against you. You feel it, don't you? The dread of reliving that pain, the terror that it might consume you again, leaving you more broken than before. It's a shadow that whispers you're not safe, that you'll never escape its hold. You've tried to run, to bury it deep, but it clings, a weight that chokes your every hope of moving forward. That fear of re-traumatization is a beast of its own, every sound, every touch, a potential trigger that sends your heart racing back to that nightmare. And then there's the guilt, That cruel lie telling you it was your fault, that you should have fought harder, escaped sooner, when all you did was survive. The deepest fear and trauma from that assault has stolen pieces of yourself, your trust, your worth, your belief that you can be whole again. You struggle to let go, don't you? You ache to release this burden, to feel the sun on your face without that shadow, but it feels like tearing out your own soul. I felt that panic, that shame eating away at me, wondering if I'd ever find myself beneath the wreckage. But here, confronting the fear is the path to release. It's not about forgetting. It's about facing that memory with the strength you didn't know you had. That deepest fear and trauma tried to define you, but it doesn't have to. I've stood in that darkness, trembling as I looked into the eyes of my past, and found a flicker of light within. You're not that victim anymore. You're the one who can reclaim your story. Let that fear rise, let it shake you, and then let it pass through you. It's terrifying, yes, but each time you face it, you chip away at its power. Your struggle to let go is proof of your spirit's fight. Hold onto that, because it's the key to unlocking the freedom you deserve. Exhaustion is your body's cry for help. What if rest could awaken your spirit? I feel the weariness in you, that bone-deep fatigue from the deepest fear and trauma of abuse and assault, a weariness that seeps into your every breath. It's more than tiredness. It's a soul crushed by the weight of reliving that assault, by the endless loop of terror that drains your will to rise. You're carrying a burden no one should bear, a silent scream that echoes through your days and nights. Your body is begging you to stop, to pause, to find a moment where the pain doesn't define you. I've been there, slumped in despair, feeling my spirit flicker like a dying flame, wondering if I'd ever feel alive again. This exhaustion isn't your weakness, it's a call, a plea from within, asking you to listen, to heal. So let's pause together right now. Take a slow, deep breath. Let it fill your chest. Feel it reach the places where that deepest fear and trauma hides. Hold it. Then release. Let that breath carry out a piece of the pain. Again, breathe in calm. Breathe out chaos. Ground yourself. Imagine your feet sinking into the earth, rooting you, holding you steady. Now, close your eyes and reach for that inner light, a quiet glow within your heart that the assault couldn't extinguish. It's there, beneath the exhaustion, a spark of your truest self, waiting to be felt. I found mine in the darkest hour, a whisper of peace that told me I was more than my scars. This isn't just rest, it's a sacred act, a reconnection to the spirit that still beats within you, unbroken. Rest is your first step to reclaiming life. That exhaustion you feel, that deepest fear and trauma trying to pull you under it, doesn't have the final say. Each breath you take, each moment you pause, is a rebellion against the darkness that tried to claim you. I know the terror of thinking rest would leave you vulnerable, but it's the opposite. It's where your strength begins to rise. That inner light, that spiritual thread, it's your lifeline, a reminder that you're still here, still worthy of a life beyond the pain. I've wept through those breaths, felt my spirit stir, and step by aching step I found my way back. You can too. Let this rest be your sanctuary, your first bold move toward a life where the shadows don't own you. You deserve that, more than you know. That assault tried to destroy you, but what if it built your resilience? I see the pain etched into your being, that deepest fear and trauma from abuse and assault that sought to shatter your spirit. It came with fists, with words, with a violation that tore at your soul, leaving you to wonder if you'd ever stand tall again. But pause and look closer beneath the wreckage. There's a strength you haven't yet claimed. It's not about denying the hurt. It's about seeing the fire that kept you alive. I've walked this shadowed path, felt the same despair, and learned that survival isn't just endurance. It's a quiet, fierce power. You're not broken, my dear. You're forged, shaped by a trial no one should face, yet you did. Let's reframe that deepest fear and trauma together. Those moments of terror, those scars, they're not your shame. They're your story of survival, a testament to a power you carry within. I've stood where you are, tracing my own wounds, and realized they were proof of my fight. Now, let's add a spiritual lens. Close your eyes and feel your soul's worth, a radiant light that no assault could dim. It's the essence of you, untouched by the cruelty, a divine spark that whispers you are enough. I love the strength I see in you, even when you can't. This trauma didn't build a victim, it built a warrior, a soul awakened by pain to its own resilience. Trust that wisdom. Hold it close, it's your birthright to rise. Your scars are a testament to your spirit. That deepest fear and trauma tried to define you, to chain you to the past, but it couldn't erase the light within. I felt that struggle the moment I saw my scars, not as marks of defeat, but as medals of endurance, and it changed everything. With love, I tell you those wounds are where your strength took root, where your spirit proved its unbreakable core. Spiritually, they're a bridge to your higher self, a reminder that you're more than what happened to you. You're a soul forged in courage. Embrace them, not with bitterness, but with the tender love you deserve. This is your power, your proof that you've outlasted the darkness. Let it lift you, step by step, into the life you were always meant to live. You deserve a life beyond that pain. What if healing is your next step? I feel the longing in your heart, the ache to move past the deepest fear and trauma from abuse and assault, to step into a life where you're not defined by what was done to you. That longing is your truth speaking. It's time to listen. Let's start with a simple act. Take a journal and write the shame you've carried, the shame that was never yours. Pour it onto the page, every whisper of unworthiness, every tear you've hidden, and then let it go. You're not alone in this. Seek support, someone who listens with love, who sees your worth even when you can't. I've held that pen, trembling as I wrote my own pain, and felt it lift, piece by piece. You're building a life of purpose now, a life where your self-worth shines brighter than the shadows of the past. You are enough, exactly as you are. This is your moment to rise into a life of purpose and self-worth, a life where the deepest fear and trauma no longer holds the reins. Each word you write, each hand you reach for, is a step toward reclaiming the joy that was stolen from you. You're not just surviving anymore, you're creating, dreaming, becoming the person you were always meant to be. I've seen my own worth bloom in the ashes of my pain, and I know you can too. Each step forward is a victory over the pasta, quiet, sacred triumph that says, I am more than what happened to me. That assault, that abuse, it tried to bury you, but you're rising, stronger, softer, braver with every breath. Your life is worth living, worth loving, worth every ounce of beauty you can give it. I believe in you. With all my heart, take this step, this victory, and let it carry you into the light you were born to shine. You deserve a life beyond that pain. What if healing is your next step? I feel the longing in your heart, the ache to move past the deepest fear and trauma from abuse and assault, to step into a life where you're not defined by what was done to you. That longing is your truth speaking. It's time to listen. Let's start with a simple act. Take a journal and write the shame you've carried, the shame that was never yours. Pour it onto the page, every whisper of unworthiness, every tear you've hidden, and then let it go. You're not alone in this. Seek support, someone who listens with love, who sees your worth even when you can't. I've held that pen, trembling as I wrote my own pain, and felt it lift, piece by piece. You're building a life of purpose now, a life where your self-worth shines brighter than the shadows of the past. You are enough, exactly as you are. This is your moment to rise into a life of purpose and self-worth, a life where the deepest fear and trauma no longer holds the reins. Each word you write, each hand you reach for, is a step toward reclaiming the joy that was stolen from you. You're not just surviving anymore, you're creating, dreaming, becoming the person you were always meant to be. I've seen my own worth bloom in the ashes of my pain, and I know you can too. Each step forward is a victory over the pasta, quiet, sacred triumph that says, I am more than what happened to me. That assault, that abuse, it tried to bury you, but you're rising, stronger, softer, braver with every breath. Your life is worth living, worth loving, worth every ounce of beauty you can give it. I believe in you. With all my heart, take this step, this victory, and let it carry you into the light you were born to shine.